بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله بارئ الخلائق الأجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء حبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، لا سيما ولي الله الحجة ابن الحسن صاحب الأمر والزمان. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء، ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين. اللهم لعن قتلة أمير المؤمنين. أما بعد، إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Shiat Amir al-Mu'mineen, tonight is a tragedy that befalls upon us, a tragedy which has opened a wound in our heart, and this wound shall never heal until the day of judgment. What can we say about the 21st Eve of Shahr Ramadan? Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba stood up and addressed the people of Kufa by saying that my father departed to the heavens on a night when Isa ibn Maryam was raised towards the heavens. My father was martyred on the same night where the successor of Musa was killed. And in order to honor this grievous night, my brothers and sisters, I want us to relive the last moments of the life of Amir al-Mu'mineen together. We shall recount the narrative of his martyrdom and his final will. And as we do so, Ahibba'i, with your pure hearts and your grieving hearts, it is as if you are in Kufa by the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen and you are watching these events unfold. Begin with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Muhammad ibn Hanafiya states that on the eve of the 20th of Shahr Ramadan, I stayed with our father, and the poison from the sword of Ibn Muljim al-La'in had begun to affect his legs. Amir al-Mu'mineen was praying while sitting as he could not stand. He then spent the rest of the night till Fajr, advising us and guiding us with his testimonies and his will. On the 20th day of Shahr Ramadan, the people of Kufa had gathered outside our home, wanting to visit the Imam and pay their respects to him. They were allowed to come in the house in groups. They would convey their salams to the Imam and he would reply back to their salams. Then Amir al-Mu'mineen would say, Ayyuhan nas, salluni qabla an tafkiduni, wa khaffifu su'alakum li musibati imamikum. O people, ask me before you lose me. Limit your questions due to the tragedy of your Imam. Hijr ibn Adi al-Kindi stood by the Imam and composed a poem eulogizing him and began to weep. Amir al-Mu'mineen then asked him, O Hijr, what will you do when you are summoned to disassociate from me? Hijr ibn Adi replied by saying, Wallahu ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, law kutti'tu bis-sayfi irban irba, wa udrimat li an-nar wa ulqiyat fiha, la'athartu dhalika ala al-bara'ati minka. By Allah, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I would prefer to be cut up into pieces with a sword and then be thrown into a burning fire rather than disassociate myself from you. The Imam then said to him, O Hijr, you have been blessed with success. May Allah reward you on behalf of the progeny of your Prophet. As the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen was crowded with visitors and others waited outside, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba came out and requested all the people to return back to their homes. Everybody left except a companion by the name of Asbagh ibn Nabata. He decided to remain seated by the doorstep. Imam Hassan saw him and asked him to leave, but Asbagh pleaded with Imam al-Hassan to grant him one more chance to visit Amir al-Mu'mineen. Imam al-Hassan agreed. Asbagh says, فَدَخَلْتُ فَإِذَا أَمِيرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مُعَصَّبٌ بِعِصَابَةٍ وَقَدْ عَلَّتْ صُفْرَةُ وَجْهِهِ عَلَى تِلْكَ الْعِصَابَةِ وَإِذَا هُوَ يَرْفَعُ فَخْذًا وَيَضَعُ أُخْرَى مِنْ شِدَّةِ الضَّرْبِ وَكَثْرَةِ السُّمِّ. Asbagh says, when I entered, I saw Amir al-Mu'mineen's head. It was tied with a white bandage, and his face had become more pale than the bandage itself. And due to the intensity of the strike and the strength of the poison, Amir al-Mu'mineen was in so much pain, such that he would lift his legs up sometimes, and then he would put his legs down sometimes due to the pain in his body. Asbagh wept and said to Amir al-Mu'mineen, I wish to listen to one more tradition from you. The Imam told Asbagh to sit down and said, this will be the last tradition you will hear from me. Allah, ya Shi'as, the last narration of Amir al-Mu'mineen, huh? And then he recounted the hadith where the Holy Prophet told Amir al-Mu'mineen, ألا وأني وأنت أبوا هذه الأمة فمن عقنا فلعنة الله عليه ألا وأني وأنت موليا هذه الأمة فعلى من أبقى عنا فلعنة الله عليه ألا وأني وأنت أجيرا هذه الأمة فمن ظلمنا أجرنا فلعنة الله عليه. The Prophet said to Amir al-Mu'mineen, indeed you and I are the fathers of this ummah. May the damnation of Allah be upon those who violate our rights. Indeed, you and I are the masters of this ummah. May the damnation of Allah be upon those who transgress against us. Amir al-Mu'mineen then fainted. When he regained consciousness after a while, he was struggling to breathe. Imam was suffering from the intense pain due to the heat of the poison burning up the insides of his body. Muhammad ibn Hanafiya states, on the night of the 21st, on a night like this, my father gathered all the children around him and began to bid them farewell, one by one, telling them that Allah is their protector and the best one to rely upon, and he advised each of them to have Iman. By this time, the effect of the poison began to spread through the body of Amir al-Mu'mineen until his blessed feet became red and swollen. Amirul Mu'mineen then said, I will depart from this dunya tonight and will be reunited with my beloved Prophet. He then told Imam al-Mujtaba, فإذا أنا مت يا أبا محمد فغسلني وكفني وحنتني ببكية حنوط جدك رسول الله فإنه من كافور الجنة جاء به جبرائيل. Once I die, O Abba Muhammad, يعني Imam Hassan, I want you to give me the ghusl and wrap me in my kafan and use the remainder of the hunut which was used for Rasulullah, for indeed its kafur was brought by Jibra'il from Jannah. And then you should place me in a coffin, and then you should lift only the back of my janazah, as the front of the coffin will be raised by the malaika. Take my coffin to wherever the angels take you, and place it where they guide you. You will find a grave already dug for me, a grave which is dug by Nabiullah Nuh. I want you to pray over my body with 7 takbirat, and know that this cannot be done on anyone after me except for the awaited Mahdi from the lineage of Hussein. After you bury me, I want you to conceal the whereabouts of my grave. And then Amirul Mu'mineen conveyed his final wasiyah and asked for it to be written. He said, هذا ما أوصى به أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب أوصى أنه يشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. ثم إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين لا شريك له وبذلك أمرت وأنا أول المسلمون. Ali ibn Abi Talib bears witness that there is no God except Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam is his slave and his messenger. He was sent with guidance and the religion of truth, such that it may prevail over all other religions, even if the mushrikeen despise that. Indeed, my prayers, my sacrifice, my life and my death is for Allah, the Lord of the universe, who has no partner. By that we were commanded, and I am the first of all Muslims. أوصيكما بتقوى الله وأن لا تبغيا الدنيا وإن بغتكما. I advise you to maintain taqwa and do not be deceived by the pleasures of this dunya, even if it pursues you. Do not grieve on anything which you may have lost out on from this dunya. Always speak the truth and act in expectation of a divinely reward. وَكُونَ لِلظَّالِمِ خَصْمًا وَلِلْمَظْلُومِ عَوْنًا. أوصيكما وجميع ولدي وأهل بيتي ومن بلغهم كتاب هذا من المؤمنين بتقوى الله ربكم ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Always be an opponent to the oppressor and a supporter for the oppressed. I advise you both, yani Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, and all my children, and I advise all the mu'mineen who receive this testimony of mine. Amirul Mu'mineen is speaking to each and every one of us. He says, fear Allah and do not die except in a state of submission to Allah. I advise you to maintain taqwa and to arrange your affairs and to maintain good relations among yourselves. The Imam continued to advise them with treasures of wisdom until he said, Allah, Allah fil aitam, la taghibbu afwahum, wa la yadhi'u bihadratikum. Allah, Allah fil Quran, fala yasbikakum ila al-amali bihi ghayrukum. Allah, Allah fi jiranikum, فإنه وصية نبيكم ما زال يوصي بهم حتى ظننا أنه سيورثهم. By Allah, adhere to the Quran and do not be left behind by others when it comes to implementing the Quran. By Allah, take care of your neighbors. Indeed, it is the will of the Holy Prophet. Allah, Allah fi salat, فإنها خير العمل وإنها عمود دينكم. Allah, Allah fi zakat, فإنها تطفئ غضب ربكم. Allah, Allah fi siyam shahri Ramadan, فإن صيامه جنة من النار. By Allah, take care of your prayers. Indeed, it is the best of actions and the core of your religion. By Allah, take care of your zakat. Indeed, the giving of charity extinguishes the anger of your Lord. By Allah, take care of the fasting of Shahrul Ramadan. Indeed, fasting is a shield from the fire of hell. Allah, Allah fi dhurriyyati nabiyyikum, fala yudhlamanna bayna adharikum. Allah, Allah fil fuqara wal masakin, fashrikuhum fi ma'ayishikum. By Allah, take care of the progeny of Rasulullah. Do not let them to be oppressed while they are amongst you. By Allah, take care of the poor, the fuqara and the masakin, and participate with them in and share your earnings and your food with them. وَلَا تَخَافُنَّ فِي اللَّهِ لَوْمَةَ لَائِمٍ يَكْفِكُمْ مَنْ عَرَادَكُمْ وَبَغَى عَلَيْكُمْ. Do not fear the blame of the people in the way of Allah. He shall protect you from those who want to harm you. وَلَا تَتْرُكُوا الْأَمْرَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَالنَّهْيَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ فَيُوَلِّ عَلَيْكُمْ أَشْرَارَكُمْ ثُمَّ تَدْعُونَ فَلَا يُسْتَجَابَ لَكُمْ. Do not abandon the Amr bil Ma'ruf or the Nahi anil Munkar, lest the most evil of men rule over you, and as a result your supplications shall not be answered. Upon completing his final testimony, Sayyida Zainab asked Amir al-Mu'mineen. She said, "O my father, Ayman narrated to me the tragedy of Karbala." Allah, Sayyida Zainab is asking Amir al-Mu'mineen on the deathbed about Karbala. And she says, "I wish to hear it from you." Amir al-Mu'mineen said, "Indeed, O my daughter, it is the way Ayman told you. It is as if I see you and the other women of my household brought into the city of Kufa as prisoners." Allah, ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, Zainab will be brought to Kufa with a rope around her neck and a rope around her head. Amir al-Mu'mineen, Shimmer will be whipping Zainab. Amir al-Mu'mineen then turned towards Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas Amir al-Mu'mineen then turned towards Abul Fadl al-Abbas. He kissed the right arm of Abbas. He kissed the left arm of Abbas. He said to him, "Oh my son Abbas, you are my representative on the day of Ashura. Do not fall short in your support towards your master Hussein." Amir al-Mu'mineen come to Karbala. See the body of Abul Fadl by the Al-Kami. Not a right hand with him and not a left hand. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen then looked at Imam al-Hussein. Allah, Allah. Amir al-Mu'mineen then looked at Imam al-Hussein and he said to him, "Ya Aba Abdullah, anta shahidu hadhihi al-ummah. Ya Aba Abdullah, you are the martyr of this ummah. Wa sawfa tudbah dhibhu ash-shat." Amir al-Mu'mineen says, "Oh Hussein, you are going to be slaughtered in the way that a sheep is slaughtered. You will be beheaded from the neck." And then Amir al-Mu'mineen turned towards Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba and he said to him, "O Abba Muhammad, you will be oppressed and you will be poisoned while in a state of oppression. So have patience over the tribulations." Amir al-Mu'mineen then appointed Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba as the succeeding Imam. He gave Imam al-Hassan the Dhul Fiqar. He gave Imam Hassan the ring of Aqiq. He gave him the Mus'haf and the Jami'. Due to the intensity of the poison and the deepness of the wound, Amir al-Mu'mineen fainted. Zainab and Kulthum, Hassan and Hussein and Abul Fadl throw themselves on the body of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Zainab on the head of Ali, Hassan on the chest of Ali, Hussein at the feet of Ali, weeping, "Oh Father, what was the sin that you committed to be treated in such a way?" Ya Shi'at Amir al-Mu'mineen, these are the final moments of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Weep for Ali. The narration mentions that when Ali ibn Abi Talib gained consciousness, he looked at his family for one last time. He said, "Here I see Rasulullah. Here I see my brother Ja'far. My uncle Hamza has come to take me towards the heaven." The narration mentions, فَاسْتَقْبَلَ الْقِبْلَةَ وَغَمَّضَ عَيْنَيْهِ وَمَدَّدَ رِجْلَيْهِ وَأَسْبَلَ يَدَيْهِ. Allah, Allah. Amir al-Mu'mineen faced towards the Qibla. He closed his eyes. He straightened his legs. He straightened his arms by his side. Amir al-Mu'mineen recited the Shahadatain. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan akhi abduhu wa rasuluh. I bear witness that there is no Lord but Allah, and that my brother Muhammad is the Prophet of Allah. Ya Shi'at Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali went silent. The body of Ali doesn't move. His soul departed towards the heaven. Ya Ali! Ya Ali! Ya Ali! Zainab cries out, "Haidar, my father!" تحدمت والله أركان الهدى، تحدمت والله أركان الهدى.